Seward is live along I-90 in Albert Lea with a look at what she's seeing right now. Gwen?
And in Albert Lea, we did escape the snow at least, but conditions did prove to be too much for at least one family. Our chief photographer, Dale Baer, was actually one of the first people on the scene helping these three people. In an EF4 tornado, little remains but this doorway. Ron and Kathy Woodside didn't have a basement, and many say that's a critical mistake.
I can't say I don't have problems sometimes, but everybody's got problems.
First thing you do is go in and find anything that's most monumental to you.
Is that a picture of Bobby?
Where?
Right there on that?
This right here?
That little thing there, yeah.
The second thing you find is your clothing.
Looks like they just got wet, so.
Still a few here at the Mall in Mason City making their way in and out, but it's
a lot of thank yous these days in southern Minnesota. The Salvation Army is one organization among many reaching out to those impacted.
Working on getting somebody sober for you to come drive your car to the toilet.
Well, I could.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you as well. God bless you.
Thank you.
There are a lot of thank yous these days in southern Minnesota. The Salvation Army is one organization among many reaching out to those impacted by the devastating tornado.
I would guess that everybody that lives in Freeborn County knows somebody that was affected. If they weren't affected, knows somebody that was.
As of Monday morning, the Salvation Army served more than 10,000 people and more than 4,000 meals. Volunteers are tossing in more than 1,000 manpower hours. But it isn't about the numbers. It's about helping these people survive.
We made somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 sandwiches.
Got to say the support that everybody, the volunteers, is unbelievable.
Sometimes it's the basic necessities that can help the victims get back on that road to normalcy.
People are relieved and they're encouraged. There's a lot of hope because the people can see that now they can make a new start.
These guys are serving all of Freeborn County, and by serving, we mean delivery service. The Salvation Army and its volunteers are making an effort to get to those who maybe cannot get to them.
Calling is that it's the satisfaction of a job well done. You know,
and they are not fazed by the tidal wave of thank yous. It's just part of the job of helping others.
What goes through your mind when the storm clears and the wreckage is shown?
What did I ever do wrong? What is this really happening? A state of shock. You fall to your knees and you cry.
Robert Hansen is living the severity of that storm today. He lost everything: his house, his shop, his belongings.
What Mother Nature can do in a matter of minutes, man, will take 25 years to rebuild.
But what he didn't lose is most important: his family. And with them in hand, he starts to pick up the pieces.
First thing you do is go in and find anything that's most monumental to you.
Is that a picture of Bobby?
Where?
Right there on that?
This right here?
That little thing there, yeah.
The second thing you find is your clothing.
Looks like they just got wet, so it's probably all pretty salvageable, other than the tree bark inside.
In one of the areas hit hardest by the twister, Robert sees the destruction firsthand, as his friends and neighbors also weather the struggle of the day after.
They got to remember, they're not alone. We're all in this, and we'll get through it. But it takes time. That's going to be the big thing. It's going to take time.
In tornado-devastated Freeborn County, Dale Baer, KIMT News 3.
WatchGuard will now be watching you.
We live in a world where kind of what you see, a picture is 1,000 words.
Whenever the lights on the car go on, these cameras will be recording the officer driving the car, what's outside, as well as all of the audio for both. Corporal Darren Palmer says this won't complicate their job.
The way it's set up is that you don't have to think much about it. You have a wireless mic that's on you. As soon as you turn your lights on or you manually start the recording, it's going to automatically do that.
The state of Minnesota hopes these cameras are installed in all cars in every department statewide. It all stems from a few highly reported cases of racial profiling out of the Twin Cities. Now, there is some understandable concern about officers being video and audio recorded at all times whenever there's an incident. But this device could mean the difference between an officer keeping or losing their job.
Taking someone's word for it is not, unfortunately, a factor today as it was 10, 15 years ago. Most of the police officers that I deal with today never would have envisioned that video had to be part of their life the way it seems to be today.
The cameras eliminate the hearsay involved in some filed complaints and lawsuits protecting officers. The video and audio will also be able to be entered in court as evidence for other situations like domestic violence.
Primarily it'll be used for your traffic stops and things of that nature when you can actually see the officer and hear what's being said. It can be used as a secondary audio recording device